Good morning, all. Thanks everyone for those who have joined this session from YouTube. So we will be starting the session in 2 minutes. Good morning, all. Thanks everyone for joining this session. This is Sam from Obscura Zone, and today we are going to have part two of the session on how to crack Java machine test. So today this session will be leading by Fasana. So this session is going to be helpful for those who are looking to crack interviews. So feel free to post your questions as comments. The recording of this session and part one will be available from our YouTube channel, Obscura Zone. Over to Farsana, it's all yours.
Hi team, good morning. On behalf of Obscura Zone, I am Farsana Shafi and welcome all to Machine Test Part 2 series, our Machine Test series Part 2. Okay, so today we are looking on to topics or portions. Yeah, so today we are looking onto the topics called string, actually based on string class and string builder and string buffer classes. Okay, so today basic programs on basic brief on string and also basic programs on string and string buffer and string builder classes. So let's move on to the topic or move on to the what is a string class first. Okay, so basically, in Java, string is an object that represents sequence of characters. Means it's just like an array. It is just like an array object. Okay, so in Java, the string is an object that represents a sequence of characters, just like an array. So here we can call it as a character sequence as string. So here we have a character sequence A, B, C, D, E. So this is a basically a string in Java. Okay. So for creating a string or for building a string object, we have two ways actually. So first is actually by using new keyword and second one is by using string literal. So by using new keyword and by using string literal, we can able to create string classes or string object in Java. Okay. So what is the difference between the string literal and string keyword is when we are creating a string object in Java, we have a memory area called heap memory. In the heap memory, there is a specialized memory area called string constant pool for especially for strings, for storing string objects. So when we are creating objects or string objects, the Java is storing the string in this specialized memory area called string constant pool. Okay, so in the string constant pool, I'll show you how it is. So yeah, so here in the string, this is the string constant pool in the heap memory. So when we are creating an object using string literal, it is actually storing here. Okay, so string literal, the syntax is, what's the syntax is just string s equals what is a string, that's the string syntax. So when creating using string literal, the old new keyword itself, this Java is storing the string in string constant pool. Okay, so when string constant pool, when creating object in string constant pool, it will create a reference point called s outside this pool, and it will store a b c d e string inside this string constant pool. Okay, so when we are trying to create next string using this, again this same string, that is a b c d e, using another reference object or reference variable, like if I am creating string s1 equal to a b c d e, so the Java will first check in this memory area where the in string constant pool whether this string object is created or not. That is, if it is existing or not in the string constant pool area. Okay, so if it is existing there, like this a b c d e string is already existing in the string constant pool, it will not create a new memory here. Okay, it will only refer that string, that is already existing string, to this next object, to this newly creating object, that is s1. Okay, when we are creating string s1 equal to abcde, so by using string literal, it is only Java is only creating one memory and one object and one reference object in this string constant pool. Okay, so that is when using string, or while creating string using string literal. Okay, so basically using string literal, Java is creating one object and one reference point, that is and two reference point, not one reference point, two reference point. Okay, when creating the same string with another reference point, it will create a new reference point also, and only one object. Okay, so but when using new keyword, it is how it is like working is, when using new keyword, it will create two object and two reference points. Okay, that is, one object is outside the heap area, or normal object using, when that is like just like a normal object that we are creating using this new keyword, the normal object, and one is inside this constant pool string object. So basically, when using new keyword, Java is creating new object, one new object also, that is two objects and two reference points. So when using string literal, Java is only creating one object and two reference point. Okay, so that's the difference between the new keyword and by using string literal. Okay, so we can say that by using string literal is more memory efficient in terms of considering new keyword. Okay, string literal is more memory efficient. So next thing is, we are using java.lang.string class for creating string object. Okay, for creating a new string object, we are using java.lang.string class. So we all know java.lang is the default package that we are providing in our we have in our JRE library, that java.lang is our default package, and inside that there is a string class. So that class is used for creating string objects. So I think this clear that how a string is created, how a string object is created, and what's the difference between, basic difference between new keyword and by using string literal. Only the difference is this memory management. Okay, so we can, let's move on to the program. So here I have first program for you. So that is for counting the characters of a string. So excluding white space, how to count a characters, how to count a total number of characters inside a string. Okay. So we can first start with an algorithm of steps for counting a character, counting number of characters in a string. Okay. So first we need to define class. As you all know, we need to first define class, and inside method or inside main method we can start with that. Okay. So inside method, first we need to define a string, right? For counting this character, first we need to define a string, and we need to count the characters inside the string, right? So we need to set a count for that. So next we need to set a count. I'm firstly initializing count as 0. Then we need to loop this string, like we need to search this entire string. So we need to set a for loop or any looping, any loops we can use. So here I am using only for loop. So first I am initializing I equal to 0, then repeating this step 5 to 6. That is, I am checking whether it is a white space or not, white space or a character. Okay. So until the length of the string. Okay. Until the total length of the string, we need to loop it. Okay. So that is the fourth step. And in the fifth step, if string dot character at I, that is, in this I we are initializing, so in this I we are assigning each character. So this character we are getting is a white space, then we need to, it's not a white space. If it is a white space, we can't, we know, we don't able, we can't, we didn't counting that. If it is not a white space, we need to increment the count by 1, right? So we are incrementing the count, then incrementing I. Okay, so that loop is, this loop is actually, basically this loop is counting the number of characters inside the string. Okay, so I'll show you the program for this, for the same algorithm. So here I am inside this main method. Here I am like initializing a string, good morning world. So and initializing count equals 0. Okay. So here I am using string literary for creating the string. Okay. So if you guys need to create using new keyword also, you can create it. Or if you guys needs to give a character sequence also, you can like do that in that way. Okay. So now we need to count the characters except this white space, right? So here I am, for that here I am using a for loop, just a for loop. So for loop, inside this for loop, I am initializing I equals 0 first, and I am counting up to what I less than string dot length. So string dot length. This length is a method inside the string class. We have the length is a method provided by string class for calculating the length of a string. Okay. So this is a method that is provided by string class itself for counting or calculating the length of the string. So if we are calling string dot length, it will give us the total length of the string. Okay. So as I said, in Java string is a character sequence is string, character array is a string. So it is, the string is also index based. Okay. So here index position is starting from 0 to n minus 1, and length is like n. Okay. Maybe length is index position plus 1. You can say like that. So I am checking inside for loop. I am checking if string dot caret. So caret is again a method provided by a string class that is for counting or for finding a particular character at this position. Okay. So if I am giving caret 3, or if caret 3 in this string, it will give us the character at third index position. Okay, that's the difference. We are giving inside this caret method, we are giving the index position. Okay, so if I am giving caret 3, it will return me D. Okay, here the index position is starting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3. For the third index, D is the character. So I'll get the output as D. Okay, if I am printing, or if I am taking character at index position 3. So here we are passing this I into this character as index position. So here in this I, we are basically storing indexes. Okay, so from 0, it is starting from 0 up to length minus 1. Okay, up to length, not length minus 1, up to length. Yeah. So if it is not equal to white space, that is if it is not equal to white space, that is character is not equal to a white space, we are incrementing a count. So first, how it is working is first I equal to 0, I less than length. So inside this if condition, it will come inside this if condition. So first is g, first characterized at I, that is character at 0, that is g. It is not equal to white space, is correct. So the count will be incremented by 1. Okay, so count become 1. Then again I will increment, and then I equal to 1. So character at first index position, it will say it's go. So again count will be 2. Like that, it will the loop will work up to good morning world, up to this last index position. Okay, so inside this count we have so in this count we have the count total number of characters now. So for displaying that, I am just giving a print statement, system.out.println total number of characters in this given string. We need to, if we need to like print like the total number of characters in good morning world, that is the given string, we can append the string with this, and is that count. I am printing that count also. So total, the output will be like total number of characters in this in good morning world is 16. Okay, so I think you guys got this. So this is our program just for finding count of a string, character count of a string excluding white space. So why excluding white spaces? The white space will also count as one character in the string. Okay, that's why we are excluding this white space. Okay, so I think you guys understood this, that string, how to count or how to get the total number of characters inside a string. Okay, so if we need to count print the characters also, we can like print this I. Okay, so that we'll get that character also if we need to print this. Okay, so we can move on to, I think this is clear, and we can move on to next uh, program. These programs are basically the commonly asking programs for interviews for freshers, also for experienced one in Java. Okay, for Java string, from Java string. Okay, so second program is to find the duplicate characters in a string. So which all characters are duplicating in a string? Which are the duplicate characters inside the string? So for that, we have that's our second program to finding duplicate programs. Okay, or duplicate characters in the string. So here goes to the algorithm. We can go to the algorithm for that. So here we are defining a string. Java is easy to learn. Just I am defining a string1. Java is easy to learn. Here also we need to define a count, right? Okay, so here I am like defining a count also, and here we need to uh, find the duplicate characters, right? So here I am just converting this string1 to character string, that is character array. Okay, one character array I am converting this string1 as this program or a string that is defined a string, and I'm then converting that string into character. Okay, so I'm just printing duplicate characters in the given string, that is just a print statement. And I'm like, now we need to loop it, right? Now we need to loop inside the string, right? So I am like setting a for loop in I equal to 0 and repeating step from 7 to 11. Okay, so inside this for loop I am setting count as 1. Okay, so inside that I am also like setting for j loop also, and I am checking whether the string I and j, okay, that is I loop and j loop, and I is not equal to a white space, that because we need to count, we don't need to count that white space, right? So we need to count only the characters. So just I am like saving this string to two arrays, and I'm comparing that using this equal what operator. Okay, equals to operator, equals operator, and using that, then If it is true, then count will be incremented by 1, and I'm setting that s of j, that is string of j, to 0. And I'm incrementing I and j also I am incrementing. And if count is greater than 1 and string of I not equal to 0, and I am then printing string of I. Okay, I'll show you the program, then you will understand this one, you will understand this. So this is a program to find, sorry. Yeah, this is a program to find duplicate characters. So I'll show you the program. I'll explain you by the program. So just class duplicate characters, void main, inside main method. We are defining a string Java is easy to learn, and I am initializing just initializing a count variable. Okay, and local variable for this main method count. Okay, and I am like converting this string one, that is our string that we are defined, to character array. Okay, so to convert a string to character or character array, we have that to character array, to char array method. Okay, so using this char array method, we can able to convert a given string to character array. Okay, I think you got the point. And then system.out.println, like I am just printing duplicate characters in the string, in the given string. Okay, I am just printing that. And I'm just, we need to count the character present in the string, right? Each character we need to count, right? So for that I am just initializing a glue, for loop int I equal to 0, I less than string dot length. The length is also yeah, now the string dot length. Okay, this is like, this string is our character array, right? So string dot length is not same as that we seen in the program, the last two programs. String dot that length method, that length method is inside our string class length method. This is our array. Okay, this is to find the length of an array. This length is to find the length of an array. Okay, so here we are converted that string to character array, right? So here this is a length attribute. This is for finding the length of array. Okay, so that is the difference between string dot length method and here we are like giving array. Okay, we are converted that string to array, and here we are giving the array. So don't be confused about that length method of string and array. Okay, so count, we are setting the count as 1 inside this for loop, and here we have one more for loop, that is j loop, and here we are like j assigning us I plus 1. Here also we are like condition up to, we are counting up to string dot length, that is same length. And inside that we are checking the condition if string of I and string of j is equal. Okay, if both are equals, that means what, the character is repeating, right? And string of I not equal to a white space also we need to compare, right? So we need to check. Yeah, so if these two are equal, that is string of I and string of j, that is two arrays. This string of I and string of j are two arrays, and inside these two arrays, if the characters are equal, then we are just incrementing the count. Okay, so equal means that that character is increment or duplicating, right? So we are just incrementing the count. Okay, so once the character is visited, we don't need to visit that character again, right? So that for that thing we are setting string of j as 0. Okay, so that will continue, that this loop will continue until the string dot length is until the end of the string. Okay, for that we are giving this condition string dot length j less than string dot length. Okay, so like that in every loop the character count will be incremented if we are, if it is found the same if it is found the same element, once visit the same element like a string of I. Okay, so if the count, yeah, if this count is greater than 1 only, means that the character is repeating, right? So if the count, if a character is considered as duplicate, if count is greater than 1 only. So if count greater than 1 and string of I not equal to 0, then we are printing, that is we are printing that characters, duplicated characters, right? So if that count of that character is greater than 1 only, that means the character is duplicated. So we need to print only that character inside the string of I which has greater than, which has a count greater than 1, right? So we need to print that characters only. So for that I am checking if count greater than 1 and string of I was not, again is not equal to 0 or 0, then we are just printing string of I. So we will get the characters which is duplicated here. Which all the characters are duplicating? A is duplicating, S is duplicating, and E is duplicating, right? So A, S, and E, these three characters are only duplicating. So we will get the output as duplicate characters in a string as, in this given string as A, S, and E. Okay. So this will be the output for this program. So I think you guys got this. So this is our program. First we are checking whether, first we are just converting the string to a character array, and we are like checking that characters, each characters is duplicating or not using 2 for loops. And if it is duplicating, we are setting that character count by 1. If it is not, we are setting that by 0. Okay. So if the character count is greater than 1 means it is duplicating. So we are just printing these characters. Okay. So this is the program for finding duplicate characters inside a string. Okay. So next program is to find duplicate word in a string. Okay. So in the program that we look here now is duplicate character in a string. Okay. So now we need to find duplicate word in a string. That sometimes some words may be duplicated in a string, right? So that, okay, duplicate word in a string. Okay. So here's the algorithm for this, just to find duplicate word. Here also we are defining a we are defining a string, a sentence. We are defining inside that big black bug bit a big black, yeah. So one string we are defining. Here also we are like defining count, just to count, just to get the count. And here we are converting string into lowercase. Okay. After converting lowercase, we are just comparing each words. Okay. So we need to compare with each words, right? In the program that we have not that in the program that we need to find the words, duplicate words. Here there we are compare between words, I mean characters. Okay. Like in the program for like in the program for counting the duplicate characters, we are like compare with each characters, right? Here we need to compare each words. Okay, each words, whether that word is duplicated or not. So words, we need to split the string using words. Each words we need to split, right? So for that we are initialize that a word array to split the string. And here I am, and next step I am just printing duplicate words in a string, just duplicate words in a string, and setting a for loop, repeating same thing that we have done before in the before program, that for counting the characters. Here we are counting, splitting the string using each words and counting. Okay, like just like the same thing, but here the only difference is splitting. Here we are comparing the words. Okay, so okay, I will explain the program. See the program, I have initialized the string big black bug bit a big black dog on his big black nose. Okay, so this is a string And here we can say that this big and black are repeating in many times, right? So we need to count how many times, or we need to find out what we need to find out which word is duplicating. Okay, not the we are not printing, we are just printing in this two programs, we are just printing the words and characters that is duplicating. Okay, we are not printing that count. Okay, if we want to print that count also, we can able to print that count also, the words count, how many times it is printing, or how many times it is duplicating. Like count also we can print that. Sometimes you will be asked for you will be asked for just to print the count of the words. Okay, count of the repeating words or count of the repeating characters, so that like this way you can calculate how many times and you can just print that count. Okay, just in the first program, as I printed the count, you can use that count. You can print this count in this program also to print the count of the repeating words or repeating characters. Okay, sometimes you will be asked to print the count also, so you can do like that way you can do this program. So this is, in this programs we are just we are just printing which is the word or which is the character that is repeating. Okay, so uh, here we are here we, as I said in the algorithm, we need to convert the string into lowercase, right? So here string down to lowercase. So to lowercase method is a string method, is a method in the string class itself to convert a string to lowercase. Why? Because we are just about comparing the words, right? So string is case sensitive. Okay, so if it is big, if b is big and next word if b is small, this will not consider as, these two words are will not consider as equal words. This will here we are checking whether the words are equal or not. Okay, so if one word is big and b is big and the second biggest big if b is small, this will return false. Okay, that equals method will return this as false, because one is capital letter b and next is small letter b, right? So equals method will return as false. Okay, so for avoiding that thing, we are like just converting the word or the string to either lowercase or uppercase. Okay, you can either lowercase or to uppercase, we can just convert. Okay, so to convert lowercase method, we can use to convert to lowercase. Also, we have to uppercase method to convert the string into uppercase. Okay, so now we need to split the words, right? So we have a split method here in the Java, in the string class, we have split method. So here we are splitting. So splitting using the smite character, right? Splitting between words, we are splitting, right? So then just passing that white characters up to from where we need to split. That is, we need to give one inside this function bracket. So we need to split with that white space, right? So here I am giving the white space. Okay, split method is another method inside the string class. Okay, so and splitting that words, and I am splitting using this white character or white space, and I am storing each words to the a word array. Okay, words, an array, string array, initialize this words. Okay, and now we need to compare that word or that array, right? Okay, so here I am just printing duplicate words in a given string. Just I am printing and initializing a for loop, just like the program that we saw like before. Just like that, we are like initializing for loop for counting, or for what yeah, for counting the duplicate words. Okay, so first we are initializing I less than words dot length. Here also we are using this array, right? We are like storing that splitted words to an array. So that's why we have used this length attribute of array, and count is assigning the count is one, count as one, and j loop the same thing. And here we are checking words of I dot equals. See, here we are checking that dot equals method. Okay. And dot equals words of j, that is words of I, that is in the I loop the words if is equal to the j loop word. Okay, so that's what we are seeking. So dot equal method is case sensitive and it will only give us the output when this is a boolean method. This will return true only if two strings are equally true. Okay, the equal are equal means if it is case sensitive also, so we need to consider that also when using equals method. If one in two words, if one letter is or one character is a uppercase letter, it will return false. Okay, so if that words are equal, we are incrementing the count and setting the j words of j as 0, so just avoiding that once visited word. Okay, so that is doing inside this loop. So loop will continue until the word is less than that length. Okay, and same thing as we have done in characters. If count is greater than 1 and word of I not equals 0, what we are printing that word of I. Okay, instead that words of I, we have that words, right? So we are printing that words. Okay, so that is big and black here. For in this string, big and black is repeating. So we are just printing, we will get the output like big and black. Duplicate words in the given string that we have printed here. And here also we have printed, given a print statement, and words of I we are printing. So big and black. So this is the output of our program. That is how to count a duplicate word inside a program. Okay, I mean inside a string. Okay, so I think you're clear about how to find a character and how to find words. Okay, duplicate character and duplicate words. So you will be asked for like either to print that characters or words that is duplicating like this programs, or you will be asked to print the count of that words. Okay, duplicating characters count. So you can just print the count here. Okay, instead of this word, or instead of this word, if you want to print the count also, you can just print the count also. Okay, inside that count we have that character count, how many times it is repeating, right? So you can print the count also here. Okay, so that is about how to find duplicate characters and duplicate word inside a string. So here we have see the methods of string to lowercase, just to convert entire string to lowercase. We have also uppercase method to uppercase method to convert entire string to uppercase. And here we have split method. So split using a character or a space or etc. Okay, so it will split up from that, it will split. And also that equals method. Okay, just to compare with two strings, we have equals method. So equals method will compare. Equals method is case sensitive. Okay, that's the thing in equals method. This will return true if two strings are equal, and it will return false if it is not equal. Okay, so these are the methods we have seen inside this program, the Java string methods. Okay, so we can move on to next program. How to reverse a string. Okay, these are the commonly asked programs in Java. Yeah, so reverse of a string. So reverse of a string. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, reverse of a string. Just algorithm. We can go to algorithm. We'll move on to algorithm. Here I am just initializing a string upscale. So we need to reverse that string, right? So we need a character string or a variable string variable just to reverse the string, right? So that for that I am just initializing a reverse the string also. Then again we need to loop it, right? Like up to string length -1 we need to count. Okay, so and we are just what reversing that string. Okay, storing that reversed string to this reversed str variable, right? So reversed str variable, we are just reversing that string and storing each character to this reversed str. Okay, and we are decrementing our for loop. Okay, so we are decrementing I. Hmm? See, here we are not starting with I equal to 0. Okay, here we are starting with I equal to string dot length minus 1. That is I equal to it is up to length minus 1. From that we are starting and we are decrementing the count. Okay. So from the last character we are like firstly we are starting with the last character and storing each character to a reverse str variable. Okay, and print and we need to print to both the strings, right? Original string and reverse the string. So yeah, let's just printing that. So here is our program to reverse a string. So just to a reverse class, I am storing and giving a main method, and I am storing string obscura to this string. And to store reverse the string, I am giving reverse str, a variable. Storing firstly, I am storing null. Okay, I'm not storing any characters. I'm just giving us null. So that's it. And we need to iterate, right? Iterate from last to first. Okay. So iterate from last to characters, and we are like adding each character, that each iterating character to this reverse string str variable, right? So we are just iterating from the last characters and adding each characters to the variable. So I equal to int I equal to str string dot length minus 1 if I greater than equal to 0, that is greater than or equal to 0 only, we can come on to this loop, inside this loop, right? So and inside this loop we are storing that each character, that is character at I. Character at I means we will get that character at this index position, right? I is our index position, so ith index position, when we are calling that character at method, we will get that character inside that ith index position and storing that to reverse this str variable. Okay, so it will, this loop will work until I becomes I not greater than or equal to 0, I less than or equal to 0. Okay, this will be iterate up to that, and we are just printing original string plus str string. Okay, inside the string we have that original string, and inside reverse the str we have reverse the string, right? So original string obscura song and reverse of given string we will get like this. Okay, so the reverse the string. So I think this is clear about how to reverse a string using for loop. Okay, we didn't have in Java string class we didn't have a inbuilt method to find the reverse of a string. So that's why we are giving for loop and we are just calculating the reverse the string. Okay. So I think you guys understood this, how to reverse a string and how to find the reverse the string, store the reverse string to another variable and the string variable. Okay, so we can move on to next slide. So the string objects are immutable in Java. So when considering string objects in Java, it is immutable, means once it is created we can't able to modify it or change it. Okay, we can't able to modify or change a string object, that is string objects are clearly immutable in Java. Okay, so the data and the state can't be changed. Okay, so for example, like we have concat method. Okay, concat method appends to append something to a given string. Okay, so here I have a string called as string s equal to obscura, and I need to concat, I need to add soul also to this obscura. Okay, so we can use concat method. Concat is a predefined method in a string class itself to concat something with our string. So s dot concat sound, this will not, and then printing that s. Okay, the string. So this will not what, like modified our string. Okay. Hmm? So the string is not modified here. the S is just like obscura itself. Okay, the zone is not appended. Okay, means that we can't able to change or modify once created string, that is immutable. Okay, like see, when I am like creating, or when I am writing like s equal to s dot concat zone, this will also, this and printing s, this will give us obscura zone. Okay, what is here happening is this will creating a new object. Okay, this is not changed that yes obscura object, that is that I shown you before, like that inside that string constant bool they will created a string object, right? So in that string constant bool it will create like obscura, and for first obscura it will create, and a second object obscura zone will create it. Okay, this will not modify that obscura object, this will only create a new object, but create a new object with the same reference. Okay, with the same reference this will create a new object called obscura zone. Okay, that is string immutable strings in Java, like strings are immutable. So how to create a mutable string, that is how to create a changeable string. So for that thing we have string builder classes and string buffer classes. Okay, both are the built classes in Java, the lang package itself, string builder and string buffer classes. So we can move on to what is string builder and what is string buffer classes. Okay, so these two classes are creating or used for creating mutable, that is modifiable string. Okay, so the difference between string builder and string buffer is string buffer is synchronized, that is thread safe, that is more efficient, and string builder is non-synchronized, that is not thread safe and less efficient. Okay, that's it. So how to create a string buffer class? A string buffer is an inbuilt class, as I said. So we can create string buffer using a new object. Okay, so if I am using string buffer equal to new string buffer of hello, I am passing it hello, this will create a string buffer. Okay, object, string buffer object hello. So how to create a string builder is we just give string builder class. String builder an object builder equal to new string builder. I am giving the what's the string we need to what we need to build using string builder. That string we can give inside this object. Okay, inside this constructor. Okay, these are the constructors actually. So in the string builder and string buffer, we have some more methods that is not inside this in our string class. So we can move on to that thing. So we can move on to programs using string builder and string buffer. Okay, so here I am showing you how to reverse a string, the program that we have like that we have. So the before the same program, the reverse of a string using a string builder class or string buffer class. Okay, so the algorithm is same. So here we have like I am like just giving obscura zone again, and the string, this is a string. Okay, obscura zone, and we need to use we don't need to use here, we don't need to use that for loop and something like that. Okay, we need to use string builder method to reverse the string. So we need to pass the string to a string builder, right? So here I am creating a string builder object. String builder input 1 equal to new string builder, and okay, here I am just creating a string builder object, and next I am appending that string, that is our string object, to this string builder object. Okay, input 1 dot append. So append is a method provided by string builder to append in something to this string. Okay, so when we have created this, when we are creating this input 1, that is string builder input 1 equal to string builder, it will create a new memory called input, new reference object called new reference object, and memory called input 1, right? We are in that input 1 we are not storing anything, that is an empty string, right? So empty string builder. So we are into that input 1 we are just appending a string. Okay, so now obscura zone is inside this input 1, right? So now we need to reverse the string, right? So to reverse the string, we have reverse method. Okay, string builder default method. Reverse method is there. We have that reverse method. So input one equals to input one dot reverse. That is to that input one itself, or to that input one only, we are just saving that reverse the string also. Okay. If you want to like store reverse the string in some other object, we can just create that object and store that reverse the string, or some other variable we can just store that. Here I am only saving that input one itself. Yeah, I am just storing that reverse the string. Okay, so input one dot reverse method I am calling. So reverse method defaultly it's an inbuilt method of a string builder class. So this will this will calculate our what this will calculate our the string, reverse the string, and given us the reverse the string output. Okay, reverse the string, given as the reverse the string. So that's it. String builder reverse method. Okay, so just for printing the output, I am just printing original string, our original string, and reverse of the given string is inside this input one, right? So I am just like printing that thing. Okay, so this is the two methods, append method and reverse method in string builder class. So string builder class, we have also some more methods are there in string builder class, like insert method is there. So if we want to insert something inside the string, we can use that insert method. I having show you the example. I'll show here. I am not showing you the example of that class. I'm just telling you which all are the methods there in string builder class other than the methods in string class. Okay. So insert method is there. Also replace method is there to replace something. Okay, just to replace something, some string. If we need to replace that, we have replace method. And the insert method. If we want to insert some string in this index position, we can give like that. So the original string will be changed. This will all modify our original string. Okay, if we are like using our string class, this will not modify. Okay, these methods will not modify our string. If we are like using string builder, it will these all methods will modify our string. Okay, our original string is modifying here. So we have delete method also to delete a string or delete some from a string. If we want to delete some index position, some like for some words or characters inside some index position, we can give that. Okay, give that index positions to print to delete that. So if I am like giving input one dot delete, I mean input one dot delete 1 comma 3. Okay, so this will delete from 1 and index position 1 and from 3. Rest of it, that is starting index is 1 and ending index is 3. Okay, so it will only give us the output will print what here when deleting the output will be like OBS only. Okay, the rest of the things will be deleted. Hmm? So start index and end index we can give. Okay, for deleting it. So here these all methods are modifying a string. Okay, or changing a original string. That is the difference between string and string builder. Okay, so string class will not is immutable, and string builder and string buffer classes are mutable. Okay, this we can modify or change a string. So here instead of, if you want to use string buffer instead of string builder, we can simply give string buffer. Okay, so that's it. So okay, so I am this is a last program. So here I am just showing you how to calculate, or how to display calculate whether, check whether the given string is palindrome or not. Palindrome means, as you know, right, when reversing, when reading from both sides, this will be the word should be same. That is palindrome. So we can do this program, that is palindrome program, based on the reversed string, this program. Okay, by using this reversed program, we can actually calculate whether the string is palindrome or not. How it is, how we can calculate after reversing a string, right? So after reversing a string means we have that reversed string. So when comparing that reversed string, if both the strings are equal, that means that is original string and the reversed string is equal, that means the string is palindrome, right? So if it is not equal, the string is not a palindrome. So that's it. So we can use the same algorithm of what reverse of a program for palindrome also, for reversing two strings. After reversing, check whether if two strings, that is original string and reverse the string, is equal or not. Okay, so if it is equal, two strings are equal, then it is then it is a palindrome string, and if it is not equal, it is not a palindrome string. That's why I am not given the entire algorithm here. So the same algorithm as reverse of a string, that algorithm, we can use that same algorithm, just add two more steps to compare that strings, original string and duplicate string. If compare the string are equal, print that if the given string is palindrome. If it is not equal, the given string is not a palindrome. Okay, so we can move on to program. So here I am just giving a string Malayalam, and I am adding that Malayalam to a string builder. Okay, just to reverse. Okay, we can use that for loop also. With that method also we can do. Here I am showing you using string builder. Okay, so uh, we need to add our string to a string builder, right? So in the program that we saw here, the reverse program, see here we have appended that string to the string builder class, right? Instead of appending, we can pass that in the string also. Okay, when creating the input one object also, we can able to pass that string inside that object, so that that input one will be Malayalam. Inside that input one, Malayalam string will be stored. Okay, so for storing or for passing a string to a string builder, we can do it in both ways. Either we can append it, or we can actually pass this inside this, pass this as a parameter of this constructor. Okay, string builder constructor. So that's it. So here we are storing into Malayalam to input one, and I am reversing that. Okay, I am reversing input one dot reverse method. Using reverse method, I am reversing that and storing the result to input one itself, the reversed string to input one itself. Okay, so this step you can do either using the string builder class, or you can do either that in a first program, just like a first program of reversing of a string, using that for loop or using loop, we can do that. Okay, so just the thing is what, to store the, to reverse the string. Okay, so inside this input one, we have that reversed string, right? So now we need to compare whether our original string, that is string, and the reversed string, which is inside this input one, are equal or not. Okay, so see here, one is string, the original, our original string is stored in string object, and our in reversed string is stored in string builder object, right? These two are different inside this different objects, right? So we can't able to compare using this. We can able to simply compare that. Okay, so we need to what we need to we need to convert the string builder object to string object. Okay, then only we can compare using original string and a reverse string. So for that thing, I am just converting this input one to string. Okay, so for converting any object to string, we have toString method. Okay, so we can use toString method for converting a character or a string builder object or anything to string object. Okay, so string builder to convert that, we are using toString method. So using toString method, I am just converting this input one to string and storing that to string a data. an object called data. Okay, so here our reversed string is now inside this data variable, right? And original string is inside the string variable, I mean string object, and here data object. Okay, so I'm just storing, I'm just printing that original string and reverse the string, just for your knowledge, understanding, just for your understanding. I am just printing that original string and reverse the string. Okay, then I am comparing. Okay, then we need to compare whether these two strings, that is original string, that is Malayalam, it is stored inside string, and the reverse the string, that is data inside, that is now inside data, right, are equal. So see, we have equals methods to compare that. As I said, equals method will compare, is case sensitive. So if one is uppercase and other is lowercase, this will give us false, right? So we have another method called equals ignore case. Okay, that is also a method of string, equals ignore case. So this will ignore our case. This will not say, consider that case sensitivity thing, whether it is uppercase or lowercase. That will ignore that. So for that thing, I am using this equals ignore case method. So that will not check whether it is uppercase or lowercase. That will only check the characters inside that string. Okay. So for that I have used this equals ignore case method, and checking whether the two strings are equal or not. So if it is equal, they will get the output as the given string is a palindrome. If it is not equal, we will get the output as given string is not a palindrome. So here we have given Malayalam, right? So here the output will be the given string is palindrome. So here if I am giving obscura zone, this will be like the given string is not a palindrome. Okay, I think you got it. How to check palindrome and how to reverse a program using reverse method, and also what for loop and all. Okay, I think you also understood different string methods, different methods in the string, and different ways to count duplicate words and etc. So this is this is for today, and we can wind up the session. And if you guys have any doubt, you can leave it in comment box. Okay. So we will provide you the links for today, and we can wind up the session. And if you guys have any
So team, do you have any doubts or anything that need to be asked? I mean, you can use a chat window. So if there is any doubt or any concerns, please use a chat window. We'll try to answer at any point of time. So I think we are done for the session, right?
and we will like share the links of this string methods and string builder methods below in the description box. Okay.
Yeah, sure. All right then. So thanks a lot, everyone who joined for today's session, and stay safe. Thank you. Bye bye. Thanks for Zana.
Thank you.